Nothing But Thieves are one of the biggest bands making rock music right now. In Britain at least, they have conquered arenas, and I have no doubt that their new album Dead Club City is going to propel them even further. While there are questions on Royal Blood's relevance and how long they can stay at the top, it is no question that Nothing But Thieves are firing on all cylinders, and that right now the world is putty in their hands. But why is it that Nothing But Thieves are so relevant? Why are they so popular with young audiences? I have no doubt that there is a lot going on behind the scenes, whether that be good marketing or simply getting themselves in front of the right people at the right time. And of course it helps that the band have great songs, great music, and indeed with Connor Mason, a frontman who has an exquisite voice. But you see, many of the notable bands nowadays share a lot of those things. Sure, the singer of Royal Blood, Mike Kerr, can't quite compare vocally to that of Connor. His voice has a different sort of timbre and feel to it. But I would still say that band have great songs. And you can point to that as a reason why they are successful. How is it that Nothing But Thieves have managed to avoid so many of the trappings that modern rock artists seem to experience? Well, simply put, I think it's because Nothing But Thieves are a contemporary band with contemporary influences. Yes, they like Led Zeppelin, but they also like Radiohead and Jeff Buckley. Throughout their career, YouTube comments or blog posts and articles will compare their music to the likes of Keane, The Killers or the Kings of Leon, all modern mainstream artists. Plus, of course, there's Muse, a band they are frequently compared to, and actually a band that they've been out on tour with a number of times, something that I think is a very good move on their part. But their influences don't just stop at rock either. In a recent video I made about Royal Blood, I kind of admitted that rock is in decline. But you could argue that decline is allowing other genres and other sounds to find the limelight. Nowadays I hear about the cultural influence of Random Access Memories or To Pimp a Butterfly just as much as I do that of AM or Blackstar. Talking about their song Can You Afford to Be an Individual, of course the band bring up Rage Against the Machine. Their influence is very clear on that track. But what surprised me was the band also bringing up the British rapper Plan B and his song Stay Too Long. Another example is the song Unperson. To me that song reminds me of hard rock and metal bands that use drop D tuning. But guitarist Dominic Craig actually said that their main influence there was The Prodigy, and that was the kind of sound they were going for. Nothing But Thieves are a British band. They're from a town named Southend-on-Sea, and I think it's fair to say that for a British person, if you're going out like a Saturday night, hitting the clubs and the pubs and whatnot with your mates, Plan B and The Prodigy are the kind of sounds, the kind of artists that you would encounter. You would hear that sort of music in that sort of setting. So perhaps we shouldn't be attributing Nothing But Thieves to the fact that they've heard these sounds. I think actually what's amazing here is that they are allowing these sounds to seep in. They're eternalising them and making them part of their own sound. The truth is, every notable era of rock music has pushed the genre forward, whether that be psychedelia, prog rock, punk, grunge, even the 2000s emo scene. There are bands that become successful because they have a signature sound, but true iconography comes from pushing the envelope forward and looking to the future as well as the past. Nothing But Thieves aren't limiting themselves to a narrow-minded view of what rock music is. Rather, they're creating their sound around whatever makes them tick in the moment, and then distilling that through their own unique style. The use of contemporary influences outside of rock music doesn't diminish their sound. Rather, it brings them closer to what mainstream music sounds like now, and I would say that, in turn, makes them more relevant to a young audience, who are growing up around the same sounds. Guys, I can't predict whether or not Nothing But Thieves will be remembered in 30 years, but I can say that right now they're successful because they are open-minded enough to bring in current sounds. Sounds that might be outside of their typical genre, but they have a strong enough musical identity to make them work for them, rather than against them. My name is Vincent Turner, and these are my curious notes. I invite you to look at my channel and watch a few more videos, see some of my other opinions, whether that be about Royal Blood Strop at the recent Radio 1 Big Weekend, or a video about Ed Sheeran and the subject of real music. I'm also a musician myself, and if you want to check out some of my original songs, I recommend The Writing on the Wall or Nothing to Hide as a starting point. Thank you so much for watching this video, and indeed watching it to the end, and I hope to see you in another one. Of course, like, subscribe, all those shenanigans. But most of all, take care, and I hope to see you again.